Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're at in the world. Ooh, I just finished a walk. It is hot outside. I just walked for an hour and I was like dripping sweat everywhere. The Florida mugginess, what's the word? There's another word that's not mugginess. The Florida humidity. Thank you. Okay, let me make sure we're live. Good morning. I hope you're feeling amazing today. I have some really big girl panty, big boy panty stuff to call in this morning. Good morning, Morgan. Who else is here? Say hi, say hello. If you're brand new to me, please let me know. Let me know where you're at in the world, where you're coming from, so we can welcome you and say hello. I'd love to welcome you. And if you're on the replay, let's do #love. That's really what this is. And I want you to track with me for a second. I'm going to tell you a little story, but I'm going to tie this in a way. If you're someone who's looking to create more sales, like epic amounts of sales, like when your phone is on fire, just dinging with PayPal or whatever notifications you have, boom, 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 so that you have to have your team shut it off, that kind of sales. I remember that feeling. Okay. So, really what I watch is a lot of clients feeling like sales means I'm icky. I'm trying to get you to do something. I don't want to have to get people to do anything. I don't want my business and my income to be based around trying to convince people to do something, trying to prove my worth around something, trying to prove the value around something. And largely it's coming from a really amazing space, right? It's coming from the place of not wanting to create that experience for other people, which is really beautiful, right? So good morning, Denise. So what is yours? I would like to hear in the comments, what is the biggest fear that happens when you think of like all on sales, like high-end experiences, like selling constantly, like just having amazing things to sell, reselling everything that you've ever done, knowing that it's just going to sell, charging the pricing that you want to with your sales, all things sales, go. What's the first thing that you feel when you think of doing sales? It's a little bit different for everybody, but it tends to be like highly the same things for everybody, right? But they're a little bit different for each person. So what is yours around sales? And while you put that in the comments, and by the way, always saying it out loud, when I do my free content and I do my Facebook Lives and stuff, I'm always asking people to comment and to say the thing, because something really powerful happens when you do that. This is Viktor Frankl style, right? Like Viktor Frankl. I don't know why I'm all tongue-tied this morning. We're just gonna roll with it. He said, whatever the thing is that you fear the most, or that is the stickiest or the yuckiest or the darkest or whatever the thing is, right? My words translating his powerful message is you just say the thing out loud. You just go ahead and just say it to everybody. Just boom, this is the thing. And I live that way, and it is the most freeing thing to do in the entire universe. So, okay. So track with me. I'm going to tell you a little story. It's very short, and I want you to feel into this, and you're going to start to open up what's been going on, what mischief has been happening with you around sales and making money and creating offers and all of the things that are there. So I remember when I had my children and I was on welfare, and they got to the age where they wanted to start playing sports, and I didn't have the money. And I remember the moments in my life when I was faced with, this is embarrassing, this is mortifying, I just want to crawl under a bed, I don't want to do this, I don't want to have to do this. But inside, as any parent would know, and even people who aren't parents, you have people that you love that you would just do anything for. You would move heaven and earth for them, end of story. Like there's just nothing you wouldn't do to protect them, to keep them safe, to do your role in life so that they can experience what they're meant to experience. So we do the work so they don't have to, yeah? So I remember being faced with my ego in that moment. Like I didn't want to have to be the girl standing in the welfare line. I didn't. I was kind of scared when I was there. I didn't want to have to ask the coach, is there anything that I can do to work this off, because I don't have the money to pay for my son to play. I can't pay for both him playing and pay for his new, glove and his new whatever. And I just remember so many moments in my life where it was suck up my pride and not make it mean something. Like, just because I'm standing in this welfare line right now doesn't mean I'm forever a loser, or I'm someone mooching off the system, or I'm something, whatever. Just because I'm going to this coach right now and I'm asking him what I can do so that my son can play baseball doesn't make me less than the other people here. This is a season in my life, and really just choosing the powerful meaning that allowed me to do the thing that felt really embarrassing or really hard. Do you know what I mean? And one of the biggest things that I see in my life now is because I've had to face such embarrassment, and not just that, I mean, in my childhood, there were so many moments that were just absolutely humiliating. I mean, if I told you stories, you would, your mind would basically be blown of like public humiliation, things that happened. So I developed this skill to not let ego be the thing that stopped me from serving other people, or doing the thing I was meant to do, or receiving the thing that I was really longing for or wanting, right? And, part of that was also when I learned to start dating again and letting a man actually pay for me and pay for my dinner when I felt like, uh-oh, what is he going to want? Like, this is trapping me. He's paying my dinner. It's trapping me. That was a feeling that I had, but that was all just ego. And one of the things that I see often with my clients is they're letting their family, and I know it is what it is. We're just going to feel this and we're going to let it be what it is without shame or guilt. And we're going to actually just take action to back it and shift it. But I'm seeing really incredible, powerful human beings who are letting their family or their potential clients suffer because of ego. And for them, a lot of them, it looks like, I need to be fancier first. I should be prettier first. It looks like self-criticism. It looks like procrastination and indecision. It looks like never putting both feet in. It looks like I need to be better spoken. What if I come off salesy? What if those people judge me? What if they say, who the hell does she think she is? What if I fail? What if I launch this thing, the highest price that I've ever done before, and I finally put it out there and nobody joins and nobody signs up? I'm going to look like a complete failure, and then nobody's going to do anything, because why would people join with me if I fail at these things? And these are all the self-image things, like we're protecting our self-image and who we see ourselves as, and it's stopping us from actually doing whatever it takes for us to, what sales really is what I'm teaching in the Rapid 500K Sales Boot Camp that's coming up. I should drop the link below for you. What's really happening is we're not giving ourselves permission to serve, because we want to protect our self-image. So we have a story about what we should look like before that gets to happen, or what evidence or proof that we need in order to feel like it's safe. And it's nothing to be ashamed about. Ego and self-image is not something to be ashamed about. There's a part of it that's really healthy for us to have, right? It's nothing to judge ourselves for, but it's also calling a spade a spade. Either we're going to put aside the need for us to control our self-image and our control the results and the outcomes, and never take any risks, and therefore never getting the rewards. Either we're going to choose the path of self-protection, or we're going to show up and fucking serve. There's not a whole lot of in between there. We're either self-protecting and self-preserving, or we're serving our people. And for me, it's really helpful to be honest in the moment about when I am sticking in indecision, when I'm not going all in, when I'm refusing to answer the call on my life, the big call in my life, the really go all in, the learn to, like, if being a product, if I'm the physical product, right? If I'm a healer, a coach, a online, entrepreneur of any kind, where it's a knowledge-based product, or even a regular product, it really doesn't matter. It's sales in general. If I know that what I have to offer really will create healing in the world, why am I not backing it to the ends of the earth? And so it's where we are and where we want to be. Where we are is self-protection and what if, and I don't want to overwhelm them, and I don't want to inundate them, and what if I don't want to go too big and then fail, and I don't want people to feel salesy, because think about it, even when we don't want people to feel like I'm being salesy, or we don't want people to be disappointed in us, it's still us. It's still, I don't want them to feel that way. I don't want you to feel disappointed. I don't want to be the person. I want to be liked. I want everybody to love me. I want to be the person who does everything perfect. And I want to be the person who never fails and never has to learn the lesson. That way I just take this linear path all the way to success, and that's who I want to be. So no matter what it is, when we're not at the place where we're really actually tuned into what sales is, which is this, sales is your ability to show up and create space for people to transform. That's what sales is. And I am going to dive with you guys in this 45 days. This is a no joke 45-day boot camp. And in this 45 days, we're going to face every single thing that is a complete crap story. It's like, it's no different. Like, I know this sounds dramatic. Maybe it doesn't sound dramatic to you. Maybe it just sounds absolutely right? Because we know the truth when we hear it. It is no different for us to say, well, I have this wealth and knowledge, but I refuse to learn how to master my sales and to show up and know why I'm selling, how I'm selling, what I'm selling, feel really amazing about selling, and selling is just a part of who I am because that's how I serve my people. It's no different. Refusing that call is no different than me refusing to go stand in the welfare line so that I can get food for my kids when I don't know any other way to do it. It's me refusing to ask the coach if my son can play because my ego's too big and I don't want to be, like, I feel ashamed. I should have done things better. I should know how to do this better. I should already be at a different place. Oh well, but we're not. We're at where we're at. It is what it is. And either we can fully surrender to that and then opt into, right? Like, being the person who really knows how to call people's ass to more, to create powerful transformation, who knows how to execute their sales on point so that it's causing the part of the brain, right? There's the part of the brain that people are like, I'm not sure and I should, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a part of the brain like, boom, I'm doing it. It's just like the switch goes off. Knowing how to flick that switch is a really big deal. That's part of mastering sales. I'm going to teach you that in this 500K system. So being willing to opt into that, which is something that you choose into, that doesn't just magically happen. You don't just all of a sudden one day do that. You opt into that. You choose into that. And the one thing that I'm seeing the most that is holding people back from choosing to learn this, from going all in, from mastering this part of their company or their life, is really because it's really actually a part of your life. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of being called to greatness, right? Like, knowing how to influence people is a part of being called to greatness. It's something we have to opt into. And the thing that I'm seeing stop people from doing that is a whole lot of ego. It's a whole lot of stories based on a calculation of the future that might feel painful or bad or indicate failure or make other people not like their association with us, etc. And I'm going to teach you a way where you don't have to feel any of that. However, it does begin, like, this cannot happen until and unless we recognize where we are, where we want to be. I want to be the master of sales. I want sales to just come in left and right. I want sales to be just part of what I do. It just riff and it just comes out of my mouth no matter what I'm doing. It's just like I'm giving value through my sales. Like, my sales is my value. Right now, I'm selling. I am selling the 500K system, but that's not what it feels like I'm doing. Like, when you say the words, right now I'm selling my 500K rapid system, it feels like, oh, like, wow. Because we have because we've had experiences of sales that doesn't feel good. But what I'm doing is calling your ass to more. I'm saying, hey, stop letting your ego stop you from showing up and really selling so that your people have an opportunity to go to the next level with you. Like, we're not going to allow our family, because we're not getting the financial results, or we're under stress, or we're under worry, or we're, doubting, or we're procrastinating, we're sitting on the fence. Like, get off the fence. It doesn't matter which side, just get off the fence. Like, are we going full in on this business or not? Are we going to actually learn how to build this empire and make the income and impact that we desire or not? Because either we're going all in and we're opting into it and choosing it, or we're not. But sitting on the fence is torture. It's torture for your potential clients. It's torture for your family and your kids and your loved one and your partner, whoever's around you, because you're sitting on the fence and you're constantly in that state of, I'm not sure. Or are we not doing it? Because pretending that you're going to show up and do what it takes in order to create the results that you want and then not doing that is complete bullshit. Either we're going to do it or we're not going to do it, right? So the call today is to really wake up to, okay, what story do I have? And for me, it's like, ego is a strange word. I just Googled, like, what are synonyms for ego? Because I don't really like that word. I'm not really attached to that word very much. You know what I mean? Like, maybe somebody else. I would love to hear your definitions of ego, or your definitions of how, like, just what's the word that you associate ego to? So it's really like a self-identity. But for me, it's kind of like a feeling of preserving a self-identity that I want. I want people to think that when I put something out there, everybody runs and buys it. I want people to think she always knows the right thing to say. Look at how powerful her words are, blah, 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 blah. These are all the things that's like, okay, that's my ego. My ego is also, well, since you made, 500K your first year, you have to make $1 million the next year, because that's the only thing that, that would feel good. Like, that's what you have to do. It's like that pressure we put on ourselves, these arbitrary rules that we put on ourselves, like all this really strange stuff. Good morning, Liba. Good morning, Jillian. Who else is here? Say hello. So it's really recognizing, those fear patterns that I have, that story that I'm holding back on my sales. I'm not learning how to master sales. I'm not allowing myself to be called to more, to do daily sales, to learn how to show up in this energy, because I really just want to protect myself. I want to protect how I feel. I want to protect how I look. I want to protect how, people perceive me. I want to protect how all of those kind of things. Like, of course, that's your brain's job, is to get you to protect. That's your brain's job. Everybody has that feeling, right? So that's nothing to feel ashamed about. However, it's recognizing that, like, oh, that's the thing. This light is making my hair feel see-through. It's very strange. My blonde hair is see-through. It's recognizing that, oh, okay, if I want to make the kind of money and impact that I desire, what if the income that you make was nothing more than evidence of how big you're showing up to serve and how much you believe in your people and how much you've decided and backed yourself to opt into that? You want your people to opt into things and be courageous? You have to go first. Do you want people to love buying from you? You have to love selling. You know what I mean? Like, you have to believe in what you're doing and what this process of sales is. So I've taught sales before many times, but this is very different. This is a boot camp that's really based on your ability to feel really incredible about what you're doing, why you're doing, how you're doing it, etc. So I'm teaching the how and everything, but we're locking in every single day. So what I feel really great about this is because you're going to have the ahas and the breakthroughs right away. You're going to be like, oh my, you're going to associate to sales completely differently. You're going to start to understand why you feel the way you feel with my content. And you're going to start to understand, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see how my sales is my value. Like, there's no separation between that. That's not like I'm going to give value and then make a sale. I don't know where that ever came from. That's very strange. I think that was like how they used to teach things for sales, like give value, 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 then make a sale. I think that was like a way to do things, but that makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's like, I'm only going to believe that you're going to opt into greatness and that you're going to make a decision to move forward sometimes. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. So I'm going to teach you, let me just, while I'm talking about this, mandyperry.com/how-to. Also, side note, I was a little bit messy around this launch because I was kind of hiding an offer that I have. So what you'll find on this checkout page, of course, you can opt into the program anytime, but we have something called the All Access Pass, which I've mentioned very lightly here and there. And I've told a couple people on the back end because I had a story that, well, that's way too much value for such a little price. So you'll see the All Access Pass and the All Access VIP, which is actually access to Diamond Mastermind. And I think you're going to absolutely die when you see, you're going to absolutely live when you see the options you have. So I'm just being honest. I was doing the normal thing. I was kind of avoiding letting people know about the All Access Pass. I had like thrown it out there one time and then like on this big long thing where it was just sort of hidden in everything. And I never really told people directly about it. So I called myself out on that crap. My team had to do extra work because of my messiness, but it is what it is. I stumbled around about my standard is you give until it triggers you and then you give more. This is certainly that. This is me giving until it triggers me and then doing more. So I apologize because I had told people this is a PM me because I was just hiding it. It's ridiculous. I'm more than happy to give it. I'm excited for people to have that opportunity. All Access Pass is access. So it's a 6-month commitment, but it's access. It's ongoing for as long as you want. It's access to every single program that I run, no matter how much. So the $20,000 programs, the $500, you get access to everything for the All Access Pass. It's amazing. But I was a little bit messy around that because, because I was nervous. Like, if you give that much away, why would anybody ever choose anything else? Like, that's the most you'll ever make because nobody will ever buy anything else, which I've had that story about a million things and I just choose to release that story. That's ego, right? Like, I'm self-protecting myself, make sure that I'll still be able to do the big things and blah, 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 right? So, so I apologize if you got confused about that. On the information page, mandyperry.com/how-to, you'll see that it has the regular box that says these are your pricing options, and then you'll see the 3 choices that you have, which are all organized, and I'm very proud of myself for following through and committing to what I said I would, even though it was messy. So if I got confusing about that, I apologize. Hopefully that's not confusing anymore. So I don't have another word for ego, but I think of it like personality versus soul. Oh, that's interesting. That doesn't resonate with me, but I'm gonna, personality versus soul. I think I see what you're saying. But to me, personality would feel like you're stuck in that. Like, that's like a defined personality. Whereas to me, ego feels like very flicking. It's very moment to moment is sort of what it feels like. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not that educated about like all the terminology around ego and stuff like that. All I know is whatever it's called, when you are protecting what your image looks like and trying to be better than what you are in order to be able to serve people is a trap that is not serving you. And the feeling of I'm supposed to be better than I am before I can do the thing, or I need to control how people feel when I show up and do my life's work, or the story of selling is convincing and I don't like it and I don't want to have to do it and I have to do it in order to be safe and I wish I could just coach without doing selling. Hi, that's like saying I wish I could do coaching without possessing the skill to really call people to more so that they feel empowered to back themselves. That is part of coaching. This is a ballsy statement, but I would suggest that if you do not love sales, you are not a well-seasoned coach, because sales is not just the skill of getting them to say yes in the moment to whatever. It's the skill of getting them to recognize the behavior they're doing is either backing what they said they want or not, right? Like, okay, let's use the 500K system, right? I'm calling you out right now on behavior. If you're saying, hey, what I want is this thriving coaching business, or this, whatever my online company is, I want this thriving online company. I want, to be a singer. I want to be the artist. I want to do the thing. I want to have all the money coming in. I want to have the success, and I want to change lives. I want to impact lives. I want to create transformation. I want to leave my legacy on the planet. I really want to show up and have left my footprint here. And then the behavior is, I don't let myself be seen very much. I don't create my offers very much. I don't charge the pricing that I want to charge. I'm holding back because I feel like, well, everybody else is already saying it. Why would I do this? Or there's all these people doing it better. I'm not the greatest singer. I'm not the greatest artist. I'm not the best looking. I'm not the most well-spoken. My programs are the same as everyone else is doing. They're basic. They can go get this for free on YouTube. Whatever the crazy stories are, that's ego. That's literally just ego. All that is the procrastination. It's like choosing myself over service. That's all it is. And that's a lifelong journey. And so this boot camp is actually really dropping deep into that and being able to recognize what's actually happening so that when I'm serving my people, so it's no different. My ability right now to get you to say, hey, those stories right there are not in alignment with what you said you wanted. You said you wanted to create massive impact on the world. You said you wanted to be able to shift people and help them to go from where they are to where they want to be. You said that you want to heal. You said that you want to do coaching, or you want to, sell your products, or you want to teach, or you want to, be the healer. You said that's what you wanted. You said you felt called to greatness. Well, this behavior right here of not mastering sales and feeling like you love sales is the skill that you're using inside of your coaching sessions, that you're using while you're teaching or while whatever you're doing. Like it's the very skill of impact. It's just influence. It's learning how to help people shift and remove the fog and then make an empowered decision to back themselves. That's what you're doing here. That's the skill that you're learning in this program. And then you're actually also going to walk out to the other side of. So not only are you making a financial commitment, you're making a time commitment, and you're making a learn the skill commitment. So you're going to invest, which puts your ass on the line. Now I'm going to show up and do it, which is why I created it for 45 days and like a mid-level investment pricing, so that you're actually committed to this, because this is a big deal. This is life-changing for you, for your kids, for the people around you. Like, this is where it's at right here. I'm finally going to show up to this level, right? So it's an investment of your finances. So you're putting your money where your mouth is, and you're going to actually back yourself and go all in on this. It's an investment of your time, because it's 45 days. It's not a lot of time every day, but it's every day. It's implementing and learning this skill, and then actually taking action to back it. You're letting that be the priority. And then you're also learning the skill. So it's a commitment to say, okay, I recognize that this skill is something I want to embody. I want to be someone who's always calling people to more, who's always shifting people in a way where they're starting to make decisions to back themselves, rather than just having the aha moment and just sitting there in a rocking chair and you're so inspirational, but really they're not buying from you. And you're just like, what's happening? Well, I'm sitting here in this rocking chair, or I know I'm worthy of these high prices, but I can't even get people to purchase enough at these low prices, or whatever the crazy shit is. Everybody has their stuff, right? It's like saying, nope, I'm done with this. I'm opting into that life. This is the opportunity to do that. So if you recognize, of course, my calling you to that is my doing the sale. Do you see what I'm saying? And the other thing that really screws people is like, okay, I'm just going to figure this out myself. Like, okay, I get that. Now I'm just going to go do that, and I'm going to figure this out myself. Okay. But the part of your brain that's wired to just do everything you've done over the last month or 2 months or year or whatever or week is the same thing that you're going to do in this coming week unless you actually rewire this in your system. And you know that, and I know that. That's why I don't tell people how to go do it, because you'll do it for 2 weeks and then you'll fail, and then you'll associate me with the failure. You've heard me say that, right? No. This is an opportunity for you to come in and really rewire your entire system to be a human being who just consistently calls people to more and knows how to flick that switch in their brain so that they're taking massive action. Now, that doesn't mean that always the massive action they're going to take is with you, but likely they are. If you're the person that helped them understand, oh my God, that's so true, that's what's really happening, they know that you know how to help them to get to the other side. Right? I'm going to teach you how to do all of that too. I'm going to teach you how to speak, how to structure it, how to do all of that after we've literally wired this in your system, and you're going to be taking action every single day so that by the end of the 45 days, you're already on the bike, you're riding, you're seasoned. It's not like you're going to be like, okay, now I learned how to, now I have to go be the same person and do this kind of stuff with my same beliefs and thoughts. It's a full-on support for sales. So the end result is people are going to have testimonials like, Ma, my phone is pinging me payments and payments and payments everywhere. Like, my intention is that your phone is just blowing up with sales payments, end of story. And the other skill that I'm going to bring to the table in here, obviously, why not, is bonus, which I didn't announce anywhere, but another bonus that I'm going to teach you is the art of making sales right now. So money mastery, if you haven't done that, I highly recommend. I'm going to be running that again. But I'm going to give you a flavor in this program of money mastery. My skill is how to make money right now. I went from welfare to 500K to 1.4 million in 3 years. 500K year one, global company year one, with no ads, no funnels, no nothing fancy, nothing, no networking, nothing. Just a girl and her iPhone, right? And so there's a skill behind that, but obviously I had to feel some kind of way about sales in order for that to happen and happen so consistently and so rapidly, right? And so that's what we're doing in this program. And it's an opportunity to just opt full in. And my whole heart feels like, don't miss this opportunity. Please don't miss it. And if finances and feeling yucky around sales and if you have a longing for more money, to feel really comfortable and good about sales, to feel skilled and savvy at it, to like really know what you're doing and to leave really big impact, to be a kind of human being where people just like consistently around me, people are constantly like, oh my God, all of a sudden I just started doing all of these things, Mandy. All of a sudden I have this, and that's the impact I leave. It's like a trail of just people just taking action and backing their dreams behind me. And that feels really damn good. And it's because of this right here. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's mandyperry.com/sales bootcamp. If you're in the elite membership, you get 10% off. So by the way, that's a lot of money. So if you're considering both the elite membership and this, if you join the elite membership, you basically get 4 months for free of the elite membership while you're in the program. It's unbelievable. The elite membership is unbelievable. Starting the day with absolute power every single day. The results and transformation that's happening there is incredible. So don't be the person that's indecisive. Get off the fence. Either we're going all in or we're not, right? Like me too. I'm calling myself to this. And if this resonates with you, if you have any questions, PM me. If not, you know where to go on the sales page. And go ahead and check out the All Access Pass, which I'm now no longer hiding and my energy is fully behind. Feel free to enjoy the crap out of the All Access Pass. Man, the value of that is like, I don't even know. It's like $60,000 for $9.97 a month. It's insane. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know that's going to bless the people that's for. The rest of you, I'll see you in the rapid 500K sales bootcamp, that's it. I mean, it's all in. That's it. I love it. I'm so excited. I love you guys. I got to go get ready for an interview with my girl, Steph. Is she on here? I'm about to do an interview for her. And if you have any questions, reach out. I love you. We're not going to let ego stop us. End of story. Like, we're just not. Life without ego is so freeing. It's so exciting. Like, risk is going to happen. We have to take risk. But you know what? Here's the good news. The bad news is, yes, you have to take risk. Yes, you have to risk it. You have to risk, what if this doesn't work? And you have to let go of that. And you have to be like, what if this is the moment that everything breaks through? You have to choose risk. But here's the good news, okay? The good news is the risk was already happening. It's an illusion that you're actually choosing risk. Because if you think that investing in something like learning how to master your sales and your mindset behind it and what you're selling and feel so good about that while you're calling people's ass to more, if you feel like that's a risk, you should try on the feeling, right? Like, let's try on the feeling of what it feels like to not take any risks and to just keep showing up the way we've been showing up with our how much we're charging and our lack of clarity around what we're selling, or the messy energy around showing up and selling and what that feels like to us. in a year or in 5 years, right? When we don't take the risk, there's just a different kind of risk. One of them doesn't get us everything we want. One of them gets us everything we want. So either way, we're taking risk, and it's time that we actually let ourselves feel that. It can feel scary for a second, but it's fine. Everything, you've already been dealing with all the risk and everything's fine so far. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be fine. It's safe to take risk. Life is rigged for the bold. Success is certainly rigged for the bold, and there's going to be some risk required. So whatever feels like risk for you, that's okay, because it's a risk to just sit and do nothing and just keep hoping something will change. The definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting it to change, right? That shit's not real, right? So actually, you don't have to feel the risk at all. That's an option for you, to take massive action, back yourself, go all in and feel no risk, because there is no risk. Because my suggestion is that it's actually much more risky to do nothing and to just keep hoping that it'll change, or just keep, doing all these different actions and expecting that one of them will hopefully stick to the wall and having a small breakthrough and then trying all over again, instead of boom, power move, result, boom, power move, result, boom, power move, result, boom, power move, fall on face, learn lesson, brush self off. Ooh, I'm more seasoned now. Boom, power move, result, right? Maybe falling on our face 3 times in a row. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many times, because when you're taking massive action to go all in and opt into this, you get to have it. That's it. End of story. Everybody gets to have this. It's up to you whether you opt into it. I don't know how long I will say that for, probably till the day that I die. This is available for everybody. This is available for everybody, but you have to choose it. You have to go, okay, I'm all in. I'm done. I'm done playing small with this. I'm going all in. And you have to choose to actually show up for it. That's it. And then you actually have to choose that even if I show up imperfectly and I don't do it perfectly and I don't do every day 45 days and I squirrel out a little bit or I mess it up a little bit, it still is going to be the thing that transforms everything for you. And when you decide that, it will. End of story. I've always decided any investment I make, I get 10 times back. End of story. And so I do, because that's what I choose and that's what I decide. It doesn't matter what the past told me. The past is not evidence of what's available for me. It doesn't matter if that hasn't been true up until now. If I decide that's true now and I block that shit in and I show up like that's true, it becomes true. End of story. So if you decide I'm going to get what I came for in the sales bootcamp, this is going to be it. This is the moment. Everything changes, right? Like investing this amount, that's like 2 clients for me. What if I get 2 clients because I learned the skill to love sales? Is that worth it for me? Holy crap. Do you know what I'm saying? And be willing to do whatever it takes to back that and make that happen for yourself, and trust yourself that you will, all imperfectly. It just takes bravery. It takes courage. It doesn't take perfection, right? It takes consistent, imperfect, brave action. End of story, right? Okay, I'm done ranting. I feel so powerfully about this. It feels like I just need to think of everything everything I've ever learned in the whole world that helps people awaken to what I awakened, so that all of my dreams happened, because I feel like this is it right here. This is the thing that made all the dreams happen. And I don't know that I really realized that before, but it was my ability to love sales, to create powerful transformation while I'm selling, and then also to be able to hold the space for the transformation to happen after, because I believe in people and I'm holding them to more, and I know they're even more powerful than me. They're smarter than me. They're more disciplined than me. They're more a whole bunch of things than me. Of course I believe in them. How could I not believe in them? And if I walked myself through it, they certainly can walk themselves through it. And I 100% believe in them. And so I create a container and space for them to show up for that. So they do. Right? Okay. Yes. What else did I miss? Stories are like the unpleasant part of ego. Personality is like the good part of the ego. It sets us apart from each other and how we are uniquely made, and gets us to be the vehicle to take our ideas to soul and give us a way to bring life. I love that, Laura. Thank you for sharing. Yes. Okay. If you're just hopping on, go back and watch from the beginning, because this was really, really good. I think this will serve you. I think it'll serve all of us. I think it's something we all need to remember every single day. I'm surely locking this in every single day, right? And by the way, I think my favorite part of this skill is the sense of safety and ease that I feel. Like the sense of knowing no matter what things look like, I own and possess this really powerful skill that nobody can take away. And so even if it all burned down and went to shit, I would just build it back up because of this skill. Because I know how to do this, and I know how to do it really well. It's a really powerful way of serving humans, and nobody can ever take that away from me. And I think that's my favorite part of this. It's the exhale that I feel, the safety, the like, oh, I'm okay, everything's safe. And I know that I don't need to have a skill in order to feel that way, but it feels good to have that. So all I'm saying is it feels really good to have that skill. So yeah, if you're just hopping on, go ahead and watch Circle Back. If you felt like you got some value from this, please share the video or tag your friends below, someone that you feel like may get served by this content today. And I love you. and go forth and enjoy your day today. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Thank you for teaching to make money now. Really, no one teaches me that except you, and it works. It works. I know. That's why I'm bringing some of that value. Thank you for saying that, Laura. Yeah, Money Mastery is incredible, and I will be running that again, but I'm bringing some of that flavor into this. I'm going to, because obviously sales is the, you know, if I'm so gifted at the art of making money right now, and I didn't really know that until, you know, these really successful people came to me, and I was able to teach them, like, oh, you're missing out on, like, you win the award for leaving most amount of money on the table, for sure. And I'd be like, what if you just did this, this, this? And they're like tiny little, and then boom, 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 10K their first week, 40K, going from, you know, $400 to $30,000 a month. It's insane. It is. So I'm bringing that skill to this, of course, of the, you know, in the boot camp, I'm definitely bringing that in there and teach you guys how to do that. So that, but the difference in this is the boot camp is we're walking it out every day. Boom! And we're celebrating the crap out of walking that out and really wiring that into our nervous system. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm very excited. Okay, that is everything. I love you guys very much. Have an incredible day. I love you.